Hi, welcome to Mijigadog, where everything is made up, but the points don't matter. That's right, the points don't matter, just like Ahmad's penis.
Yeah. Everything you've ever known is a lie about this podcast, including the idea that it was good.
It's never been good. It's always been a terrible piece of shit.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. Alright, I'm Ahmad.
And I'm Johnny.
And this is Mijigadog podcast number...
7.
8? 7?
Yeah, you dumb butt.
Oh yeah, right, we missed last week because of reasons.
Because Ahmad is stupid.
Yeah.
So, we got a whole bunch of butt to talk about.
Especially with next gen starting tomorrow. Well, it's technically started a year ago, but who cares about the Wii U?
Fuck you.
Well, the way I consider
Fuck
it, next
you.
gen...
Anyway.
Fuck you!
We're going to talk about the X-Bone. And
maybe a little bit about the PS4, but predominantly X-Bone.
Yeah, this is pretty much going to be an X-Bone podcast. But we're also going to talk about a few things, such as our favorite childhood games that no one remembers. Mm-hmm. Because whatever. And I also want to talk about a game called Remission, which is a cancer game, a serious cancer game that...
Johnny taking a hardline stance on cancer games.
Go eat a dick. No, I'm just kidding. Please don't do that.
Well, it's happening now. Sorry.
Oh. So anyway, it's a game where it teaches patients to, about how it teaches the patients, when to take their medicine, and it informs them of different types of cancer. So it's pretty cool. But it's cheesy as hell. But we'll get into that later. Right now, we're going to talk about the X-Bone. And in particular, we're going to talk about how the X-Bone cannot do a single thing until a patch is installed.
Yep. So this isn't new news. This was announced maybe about 3 weeks ago, but it's just we're just gonna hit all the the shitty X-Bone news now because the shit thing comes out tomorrow, 22nd, right?
Yep.
Week after the PS4. I just want to say one thing about the X-Bone before we get into the nitty gritty. So I don't know, when the PS4 came out, I'm not sure if you saw this. Xbox just Microsoft just tweeted a thing that said, good job in the launch, Sony. And it has the Xbox logo. And then that's it. So it's nobody can tell if they're being sarcastic or not.
Well, to me, here's how I interpret it.
Okay.
Just because they're in competition doesn't mean they have to act like dicks toward each other. It's just unprofessional. I mean, it doesn't necessarily mean that they like Sony, but they're not going to be total dicks. And in addition,
Sony. I remember a few months ago, Sony who's the head of Sony again?
I don't know, but I want to say something real quick. In addition, Sony also sells computers with Windows on it. So
yeah, they do.
So they're not going to be total dicks to each other.
Also, Sony products use the WAV format, which is a Microsoft thing.
Oh, everyone uses the WAV format.
Well, yeah, but I remember when the PS3 came out, they were like, we're not going to use it. And they're like, fuck, I guess we got to buy it. Microsoft is like, here you go.
Ahmad, I got to tell you something. The WAV format isn't really... It's not proprietary. Everyone can use it.
Maybe not now. I remember they bought it. They had to, buy it to use it.
Since when?
Or maybe, I don't know, maybe Microsoft was like, fuck you can't use it.
But they don't really own it. I mean, I guess they kind of do, but they can't... It's not... I don't think it's copyrightable.
Listen, man! You can't tell me facts. What do you think this is? A legitimate podcast? Yeah, okay, my bad then.
But yeah, I mean, I don't actually know...
I just remember the PS3 didn't have it originally, and then they got it. So, I don't know what was up with that.
I don't know. That sounds... I'm gonna have to look into that.
I don't know, I'd be full of shit. I probably am, because I don't remember shit. Because that was years ago, I don't remember things very well.
No, you don't.
No, I do not.
You're fired.
Oh. Well, you're gonna do this podcast with. Huh, buddy? Huh?
Mm-hmm. Oh, I know. Brendan.
Damn it. Don't use people's real name! No, I'm kidding. You didn't say the last name.
We use our own real names.
That is true. But yeah,
A Molotov thing was
just
salami.
That's just a funny thing to me because it's like I remember, a few months ago, Sony was like, "Well, good job backpedaling on everything." Yeah, no, sorry, the way that sounded, it sounded backhand. I meant to say, good job for owning up to the fact that people hate your thing and you're trying to fix it. So I guess they're just like, okay, we'll return the favor, I guess. I don't know, it's weird. Maybe it's some kind of secret marketing play where it's like, I don't know if I want to buy a PS4. That PS4 didn't congratulate Microsoft on their launch.
It's mostly, I think it's primarily just to show good sportsmanship, but only for business.
I mean, it's weird because it's like, I know consoles compete, but I never really thought of like there's like sportsmanship going on. If this was like the '90s, Nintendo and Sega would never have done that.
Well,
then again, in the '90s, Twitter didn't exist, but still.
Well, also because it wasn't actually all of Nintendo's or Sega. It was just the American branches.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, even Japan they competed, but not the way they competed in America.
Yeah, that was kind of a dick move for Sega and Nintendo.
Blast processing. More like ass processing.
Yeah.
Alright, let's get to the nitty gritty of the X-Bone. The real stuff, the real talk.
The real stuff,
Mijigadog's asking the real questions.
Which I probably won't get until maybe, I don't even know when.
I'm never going to buy one unless they do something so amazing that I'll have to get it.
I mean,
that's gonna take a lot, so I'm not.
I think I've said this before, but I may get it for Halo, but that's about it.
I actually kind of like the new Killer Instinct. It looks neat. I won't buy it for that because fuck that. But
yeah,
I'll if a friend gets it, I'll try it.
Yeah. I mean, I loved Halo 4. It's honestly one of my favorite Halo games. But I'm not gonna like immediately go rush out to get the X-Bone.
I get you. Because it's fucking $500, and it comes with a shitty peripheral you're never going to use. Well, sorry, you do have to use it. Never mind.
Yeah.
God damn it.
So there's too much shit.
I was always kind of lukewarm about Halo.
Yeah, I mean,
it's like I like 3, but then Reach is like, and then 4 is alright. I don't know. I love the lore, and I think the art design's cool, but just like the game's kind of like, I'd rather watch like a Halo TV show. I'd be up for that.
Not me. I'm not gonna lie. I think Halo 4 really brought Halo back to what it really was supposed to be, or at least it made me feel like I was empowered.
Alright, because, it's new world, new weapons. It's cool.
Yeah, it felt cool. And,
Fair enough. I don't know, I'm very picky when it comes... Shooters is, like, that genre I'm extremely picky about.
With me, I'm a little lax because I have no expectations of shooters. And I blame the fact that for the longest time, I've always been kind of like, with the genre.
Brown shooters are everywhere.
Yeah, so I'm kind of like,
Even now, with the X-Bone and the PS4 launch titles are Battlefield 4 and Call of Duty Ghosts.
Which I saw that video you posted.
Jeez.
On Tumblr.
That video about quality wood.
No, I saw the flames. They rotated.
Yeah, I know, it's so bad. It's like worse than like Doom 64 bullshit. What the hell?
I don't understand how you messed that up.
I don't know. It's 28 gig. If people don't know, it's like, I don't know, maybe we'll post a video to it in like the show notes or whatever, but like, sorry, a link to it. It's just some video about some guy pointing out how what was it, like an IGN review of it? IGN review was like, this game looks great. And they were like, mm-hmm. And then so they showed off all the horrible things in it. And it's just like this horrible dubstep track that loops over and over again and screaming in the background. And it's hilarious. And that game is 28 gigs on the PC somehow, and I still can't believe that, the way it looks, and it's that much space.
Honestly, I'll bet $20 that it's the sound. I'll bet they...
What? Okay, you're gonna explain it to me.
No. I mean this more as a joke, but I'll bet that they didn't compress anything in the game.
Probably didn't. They probably didn't optimize bullshit, because look at it.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a huge surprise for me.
I mean, they make them, like, what, once a fucking year? Like, it's a Madden shooter, so basically, they just do it, and it's like, fuck, what do we do? Because once it comes out, it comes out. So they gotta, I don't know, they're probably not gonna remake it, because if they can't patch that, fuck.
Yeah, I I don't
At
know.
least I don't think they can.
But yeah, I think we've gone way off topic
Yeah.
to so
To how horrible Call of Duty is. Um,
so in regards to this whole Xbone, nothing you can't do anything until it's patched thing.
yeah.
Why?
Well, for people who don't know,
Like me,
and the,
because I'm still confused.
basically the Xbone will not work day one until you boot it up and download a patch
Yeah.
to to get everything working.
Yeah,
This is
but
probably
why?
because they did the stupid DRM bullshit and people got mad, so they're like, fine, we'll do it over. Because technically it's the DRM's still actually there is the thing. Because I'm not sure if we talked. No, we didn't talk about it. A week or two ago, Target made a fuck up. I'm not sure if you heard about this.
No, well, I think I did.
Target fucked up, so they accidentally shipped out like 100 Xbones early. So a bunch of people, so one of the dudes who got there is like, he made a video about it. He showed it off. Obviously, it's taken down, but he showed off the Xbone. He showed off the menu. He did a better job showing off than Microsoft ever did. And I'll admit the UI and stuff looks cool and the games look alright, but and then they like the DRM is still there, so they bricked his console, kind of. Like they banned his Xbox Live account, so he can't connect to the internet. So that means the DRM kicks in. So that means he can't do anything on the console because it's always online. So, but they kind of made up for it because they were like, fine, obviously you can't see the console early, but you can come to the launch event and get cool stuff. So, I guess to save their PR, so as a PR move, that's pretty smart.
Yeah. But I mean, the whole thing could have easily been, could have at least been, just avoided if they just stopped with this DRM bullshit.
Well, of course, but it's way too late for that now. So yeah, the patch is to turn off. I don't know. I don't know if it's gonna turn off the DRM exactly. I was never really sure because, like I said, I don't give a fuck about this console. But yeah, the patch is to fix their shitty mistakes basically. So you need it, or else you cannot do anything, or it's just a door stopper.
So then why should I go out and buy the Xbone?
You don't. That's the joke. That's the bottom line.
So I'm not gonna go get an Xbone.
That's why I told you I don't want the fucking thing.
Alright, so basically that's the topic right there. See you guys later.
Yeah, if you like Xbone, this is going to be a very anti-Xbone podcast.
Yeah, if you like
funny.
it, then great. But we so far don't like it.
Yeah. I didn't like it right out of the gate, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people, that's the same story for a lot of people.
That's pretty much everyone except for a few
I
stupid
think,
people.
like, because there are people in my I go to, like, stupid art school, and, like, people there are like, I'm going to buy an Xbone. And then it's very clear they're just casual people who play, like, Call of Duty or whatever. I have nothing against them, but it's very clear they don't, like, read the news or whatever, because I'm pretty sure if they did, they wouldn't buy one.
Actually, even then, I think they still would.
Even then, there are people who are like, I just love Halo that much. And yeah, there are people who know about it, and like, they still want Halo or whatever, and that's fine, but like, it's not for me. I can't deal with a console that's designed to be that evil.
Yeah. So we're going to move on to this huge news in regards to the possible new Microsoft CEO, Stephen Elop.
Yeah. Elop. All right. Another kind of semi-old news, but whatever. A lot of this is holdover. Spoiler: a lot of this is holdovers we didn't get to from the last podcast because we didn't do one last week.
And we have lives, unlike you people. So basically, the current CEO, Steve Ballmer, is retiring.
Yeah.
Within like 9-10 months.
Yeah.
So they're trying to find a new CEO, and
they're down to like 4, I believe.
Actually, it says 2 here.
Oh, jeez.
But it says, fourth CEO Alan Mulally. Can't pronounce the damn name.
It's fine.
And former Nokia CEO Stephen Elop. Now,
all right. For those of you who might not know, Stephen Elop is the guy who basically drove Nokia into the ground, and so Microsoft had to buy it. The thing, Elop is kind of a skeevy guy in my mind, because from what I've known about him, and this is like the popular theory I've heard, and it might not be true, but it makes the most sense. he was originally a guy who worked at Microsoft, and he was a big dude there. And then he like I don't know for some reason he left or whatever. I don't know if he was fired or something. And then he went to Nokia and took control. And then he like I don't know, maybe he wanted Microsoft to buy Nokia so he'd be back in a position at Microsoft. So he destroyed that brand. So Nokia got fucking wrecked because of him. And then it lost a fuck ton of money, and then Microsoft was like, well, fine, we'll buy it. And then Steve Delop went back to Microsoft, and then he worked his way up and got a bunch of promotions. So he is in the running to be a CEO. But that's not the biggest news is, I'll let you tell him.
It's possible that they're going to sell the Xbox brand and in addition Bing. At least,
well, they're just going to kill Bing outright. That's what Elop wants.
Well, actually, it says that I think they said that they want to sell it.
Huh. I've heard two different things where it's like they sell it or they want to kill it.
He says he could kill Bing, but it's also possible. But I'm saying that it's possible that he could just sell it.
Oh yeah, you're right.
But
nobody gives a shit about Bing. So Bing is that thing where every time I see it on my Xbox 360 dashboard, I'm like, why are you here? Nobody fucking uses you.
Yeah, and I actually heard that it's not so bad.
It's not a bad thing. It's just that why would you ever use it?
Because it gives Microsoft some extra dough on the side. At least now it does.
Yeah.
But honestly, as a consumer, I could not care less.
Yeah. But the Xbox being sold is interesting.
Yeah, because then who will buy the Xbox?
Well,
because here's the thing, and I just want to say this.
Yeah.
You have to understand that the console business is very risky.
Yeah.
There aren't a lot of people. I mean, how often do you see a company make a console and be successful? Like Ouya, I'm surprised that it's gotten that far in the first place, and even then, it's still
a hunk of shit.
Yeah, it's still lagging. I'm not gonna say it's a hunk of shit, but it is lagging.
I guess it works.
I mean, I don't really.
It has like one of the worst designs I've ever seen.
I mean, I don't really care much for Ouya to begin with. At first, I was excited for it. And then I just kind of like...
I was never excited. I was just like, what's this thing? And then I looked at it. I was like, yeah, no.
I looked at it. I'm thinking, okay, this could actually be an interesting thing if done well. But they kind of screwed it up with...
Yeah, they fucked it up bad.
Yeah. But, and there are also other issues, like for example, Halo. Halo is the Xbox killer. Like, if Halo...
The killer app, you mean.
Like, really, that's the only thing the Xbox has going for it. Halo.
Really? Yeah, pretty much. And I guess people are hype about Killer Instinct, but that's X-Bone, necessarily.
Yeah, and I mean, you get Fable and stuff, but it's really just Halo where it's at. So what would happen to Halo?
Oh yeah, Fable is just 360, right?
I'm sorry?
Fable is just an Xbox exclusive, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Lionhead is owned by Microsoft.
Right.
So...
And then, Rare 343.
Yeah, but no one likes Rare anymore.
But they did Killer Instinct, not Double Helix, did Killer Instinct, and they made it neat.
I guess I'm not too big on fighting games.
Just as an aside, Killer Instinct is one of those series I never liked, and in fact I kind of hated it. And then the new one is actually kind of neat, so yeah, as I mentioned earlier, I'll check it out. But yeah, go on.
But yeah, the point is, what would happen to Halo? Will it go over to multi-platform or just PC only? Or even a cancellation.
I can see it just being a PC-only shooter.
Well, maybe, but I can see, like, if they do decide to sell the Xbox brand, I can see it being moved over to the PlayStation as a possibility.
I don't think so.
Because all the PC games...
Oh, you mean Halo. I thought you meant Xbox.
Well, actually, it could just sell on the Xbox. Like, if the Xbox is bought by a company, it could sell on there. And if
I don't know who'd buy it though, like it wouldn't be like Apple or whatever, because Apple would never buy that thing.
No. See, the last time Apple made a console, they failed miserably.
Right, they did back in like the 90s.
Yeah, and no one bought it.
Barely anybody even knows about it.
Yeah, I don't even know its name. I suck.
I could probably find it really fast. I think that was just for the whole iPod thing, so probably wouldn't have called that.
Yeah.
Apple video game console.
I don't really care. The point is, and also,
the Apple.
What will happen to Microsoft subsidiaries?
It was a joint console between Bandai, the Apple Bandai Pippin.
What the fuck? I don't really care.
Even. All right, go on.
So also, what will happen to Microsoft's subsidiaries like Rare, Lionhead, and 343?
I really don't know. I mean, it's like if they sell the brand, is he saying he's just gonna sell the Xbox brand, or is he just killing the game part outright?
Well, it says that he's going to sell the Xbox. At least that's his intention. But here's the
Yeah.
problem. Those companies kind of rely on the Xbox existence. If the Xbox were to go, all the PC games are starting to, get some, miles on them. I will admit that there isn't really a lot of just I don't know. I can't see Rare being successful on the PC. Lionhead maybe for Fable.
Well, because Rare makes shitty Kinect games now.
Yeah, and that's my point.
Yeah.
So they're going to fail. Lionhead may be successful.
And 343 maybe?
Maybe with Halo.
Because 343's their whole thing is Halo.
Yeah.
That was what they were made for.
And that's all they do now.
Yeah.
In fact, actually, that's all they've ever done.
That's what they're made for. They were a team specifically designed to handle the brand.
Yeah, which I think it's kind of odd, but whatever.
But whatever. Weirder things have happened. Especially in video games, trust me.
Yeah. But yeah, this whole situation is very important for people to know. Because if it turns out to be true, then there goes the whole Xbox brand, and this could drastically change Microsoft, especially considering that Microsoft hasn't done too well in the stock market.
Like the Xbox has never been like profitable to them actually.
Yeah.
Because they've lost more money on it than they put in.
Yeah, and that's really.
Then it's gotten them. My bad. Like I remember they made fucking like $2 million, $3 million worth of console Xbox 360s this year. And then they didn't sell them because the X was coming out, which I mean, it's understandable, but it's kind of weird that they would manufacture them all and then just not sell them because they're still making Xbox 360 games. So I'm like, I think people would want to buy one anyway. I don't know.
Well, I think it's because everyone already, well, not everyone, but I think a lot of people already have an Xbox.
Yeah.
So there's no real point in getting another one.
Because no one's buying a new console at the time of a new generation.
Yeah, it would seem kind of odd to do that unless you.
No, it would make more sense to either cease production and then, but they made them, but then didn't sell them. So why did you make them? Because if you knew you weren't going to sell them.
Because Microsoft is stupid.
I guess there might be more to it, but it just sounds dumb to me. But yeah, it's an odd thing.
I mean,
it's.
Go ahead.
I don't know. I use a 360. I mentioned that before. I like my 360 usually when it's not trying to throw ads for Pizza Hut in my face. But yeah, obviously I'm not gonna buy an Xbox. But the idea of an Xbox brand not being a Microsoft thing, I don't know. I'm curious. The most thing I'm curious about. It's not even just like Rare Lionhead or whatever. It's just where's this thing gonna go? Who's gonna buy it? Who's gonna buy it without having to completely change their image? The only thing, maybe like Samsung or something.
Honestly, I can't see anyone buying it, and if they do buy it, they're just gonna fail.
Yeah, either that or they're gonna delegate to something else. Because I remember recently Microsoft like put Xbox in their devices category. And I always thought that was weird because Xbox was like its own category usually, or they would be under video games or something. But now it's just like under devices, so it's like, what? It's weird.
Yeah, I think Microsoft is getting kind of tired of the Xbox by this point. And I think investors are too, because they're seeing it as a liability as opposed to an asset.
Yeah.
So, yep, there goes the Xbox, probably.
Xbox. And if it doesn't get sold, won't matter to me because I'm not buying one. I'll keep repeating that. I don't care. Shitty console.
But here's the thing. I also want to see what will happen to Banjo-Kazooie. I know it's kind of odd, but I like to see them bring it back.
The last one came out 2008.
Yeah, I know. I'm still hoping for a good company to come by.
The last time they were in something was like 2010 when they were in the fucking Sega racing game. Not Mario Kart.
Yeah, but I don't really care. Point is, actually, I never played the Sega game. But what I'm talking about is that, I actually would not mind seeing another company swing on by and just take Banjo.
Which, yo,
just buy it.
Nintendo would never buy it back, but I just wish they would Beyblade.
No offense, but I don't think they'd be the job for it.
They're too Japanese.
yeah, I have to admit, I have to agree.
That's the best way I can describe it. They're too Japanese for it.
Yeah, I
It's
feel
a very Banjo-Kazooie is a very clearly Western thing.
it, actually I'd say it's more British. Like,
Where is Britain, Johnny?
wait, what?
Where is Britain, Johnny?
I know, but what I mean is that like okay, when I think of Western games, I think of more like the United States, centered games, and
No, Western refers to Europe too.
well, yeah, I know that, but I'm just pointing out that when I think of Banjo-Kazooie, I think of more of a British game because
All right,
of a
fair
lot
enough.
of just the way they speak.
Oh yeah, melons.
Wait, what?
It gives me like there are a lot of games where you can tell that's like fucking European as hell. Like Rayman 2, it's like that's French. I mean, sorry, any Rayman game that's like that's French, and then like Banjo-Kazooie is like that's British. It's kind of I don't know. It's always something that's funny to me. Or like Fable's a Brit. Lionhead's British, right?
Absolutely
Something
not.
like that.
See, here's the thing: they're actually
Peter
Russian.
Molyneux's like no. Peter Molyneux's like a French guy.
Well, actually, he's Russian.
Really?
No,
I always thought
no.
Molyneux was a French.
See, here's the thing: I'm fucked with you. The,
All I know about Peter Molyneux is that he's like, I'm going to make the best game in the world, and then he never fucking and like this is a game of your dreams, and it never fucking happens.
except that he's British.
Peter Molyneux is weird. He's everything. He's your spirit animal. He's your spirit Molyneux. He's inside you. He's like, buy Fable. What's the next agenda? Is there anything? Oh yeah, there's still more Expo and bullshit. It never ends with this thing.
There is.
Yeah. It's also kind of related to the PS4. But yeah, let's just before we go, let's just like talk about the PS4 for a second. The fuck words. The PS4 for a moment.
All right, what do you got?
I have not played the damn thing.
Me neither. So how are we gonna talk
it
about
came
it?
out and it had a pretty successful launch. It's probably gonna be it's probably gonna be the one that sold the most, definitely. There was a whole thing about like some of them won't work out of box, but it was like a 0.4% chance that'll happen. And even then, when it happens, it's a very easily fixable thing. Like sometimes the HDMI port's a little shoddy, so they're like you can just wiggle it around and it'll work.
Which is why I never buy a console when it's released.
Yeah, you wait for a little bit to let it get fixed and shit like that. I made that mistake when I bought DSi when it was released and the fucking LNR buttons didn't work.
Yeah.
But they were cool enough to replace it. What was I gonna fucking say? The thing, but yeah, it came out with the only game on it I'm really interested in is like Resogun, I guess, which is like a cool, neat little shooter, kind of like Defender, Einhander. And I like shmups, so yeah. And that game got like that's like the best reviewed game that isn't. That's like the best reviewed third party game on that thing.
Yeah. I know nothing about the. Well, I know a lot about the PlayStation 4, but I don't know enough to have an actual discussion.
Well, I'll just say one thing. I think you might like. I'm pretty sure you heard that now you have to pay for the PlayStation Plus. I mean, sorry, now you have to have a PlayStation Plus account to do anything. But the cool thing is that it works like the subscription service, so you get a bunch of free games every month,
Oh.
and they're always in your library. So I don't know, I thought it was a neat thing. So what people are doing is like you buy it on if you have a PS3, you get PlayStation Plus there, and then it's just in your library, so you can just go play on your PS4. So there you got games already.
Yeah.
The riveting PS4 discussion. All right, but you're right. Let's get back to X-Spawn.
But there's nothing else to talk about.
No, there's the whole thing about a Polygon.
Oh, well, you talk because I know next to nothing about it.
I got some news for you. All right, so gaming, as you probably guessed from the show, gaming journalism bullshit, and you don't need us to tell you that because it is, and it very clearly is, and it's almost always been. So popular gaming news outlet Polygon took some flack because they fucking lied about they lied about the PS4 and the ability to use remotes on it. So basically, it was what was it like? They're having some Xbox One stream or something like that, and they're during the launch event, and they were saying that fuck, I can't talk. That the Xbox has an advantage over the PS4 because the PS4 can't use television remotes. And then that's not true because it can. And I don't know. It's just, and then when the guy who wrote it, Polygon, got confronted about it, he just blocked everybody on Twitter like a fucking baby. And I don't know. It's that kind of shit that just like fucking grinds my gears, rustles my jimmies, brings my piss to a boil.
That's gaming journalism.
Pretty much. I love how gaming journalists are so obviously paid off. They're just falling like ass over foot just to fucking defend the X-Bones bullshit.
Yeah, this is why I don't like gaming journalism. Like,
There's a few good sites, but
like,
out of
like
the
I'll go to Destructoid. That's about it.
I don't even like this record that much. Well, Jim Sterling doesn't work anymore, does he?
I don't know. I keep hearing he's gone.
Yeah,
but
I think he might have.
I also hear that he's not gone. I don't really care.
He should be gone. He's a shit. I hate that guy.
I don't really care.
Especially recently when he made that article. I'm not sure if I was saying this. He made that article about So he answered some questions about because sometimes reviewers will get stuff from like companies like review a game or a console or whatever. Just a free swag, I guess.
Yeah.
So Jim Sterling got asked whether it was like he got asked as like, is that fair for a game journalist to get stuff like that? And then he just like kind of avoided the question and then kind of tried to play it both ways, where it's like, well, gamers shouldn't feel entitled because I need that stuff to do my job. And I'm like, that's understandable. But at the same time, if it's very like suspicious when like, hey, we'll give your game a 9 if you throw in some free T-shirts or some bullshit like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
There's no ethics in game journalism anymore. Because we all know this type of shit would be unacceptable in any other industry, but video games.
Yeah, that's the thing about games. But honestly, I don't care much for journalism in the first place. Because I think it's all bullshit, so.
Johnny's got that tinfoil hat, don't trust no media.
Not necessarily. It's more on the lines of I just don't trust anyone.
Don't trust anybody. Don't trust. You don't even trust yourself.
Damn right.
That's assuming if you're the real Johnny!
So yeah, now I want to talk about Remission.
Yeah, talk about Cancer Game.
Quick second here. It's not going to be a huge topic, but this game has been out since 2006, I think.
Oh, I didn't know it was that old. I thought it was like an upcoming game.
No, it's been out for like ever.
Oh, jeez.
And this isn't the first time I've heard of it. I saw it like back in high school, but I couldn't play it because my computer was pure shit. But now I have a computer that can play shit and does it pretty well.
Okay.
But the point is, it's interesting to say the least.
This is the Cancer Game you mentioned at the beginning.
Yep. I will warn you, if you're gonna play it for the PC, it's cheesy as fuck. I mean, okay, future Johnny, post a video up for all them to see.
You did it! You stopped the brain tumor from metastasizing.
Good riddance. That was one weird and wild clump of tumor cells.
And if we hadn't rained chemo down on their parade, those brain tumor cells might have spread down her whole spine.
Ooh. I just don't like all of those impulses. It's amazing what stress will do.
Shocking. Really?
I mean,
I went to go look at it myself just now, and there's a fucking level called the Lymphoma Mission.
Yeah, it's incredibly cheesy, and not only that, Roxy, the main character, she swears.
That's a name.
This is a kid's game, or I think it's T-rated, but the graphics make it out to be more for kids.
It looks like a 1997 IDOS game, like on the PlayStation 1.
I don't know what you're talking about.
If you've ever seen like Tomb Raider.
Oh, yeah.
Womb Raider.
But yeah, I mean, Roxy says words like, whoop ass and bastard. And she at one point almost said motherfucker.
Words commonly associated with surf. Hold on, what the fuck?
Well, it was like...
How did this game look like Starbucks? Like the health bar.
I don't.
Never mind. Anyway, yeah, go on.
But yeah, I mean, this whole game is, I think, supposed to be for kids, but it doesn't turn out to be one. I mean, the problem is that it goes between two different audiences. One for kids for its graphics and its whole cheesy voice acting and
Well, to be fair, you could say the same thing about like Conquer.
yeah, but with that game, it had its audience. Like it was supposed to be a parody of itself.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
game isn't a parody. It's supposed to be it's supposed to be played straight.
It's a game about fighting. It's like what I'm looking at, like you're just fighting cancer in a body.
Yeah, but
It's like the weirdest. It's like a thing you get in like. It's like sounds like a game like Captain fucking Novelin you get in a box like Chex Mix.
and unfortunately, it actually plays just like one of those games.
Oh jeez.
Because the controls. Because here's the thing: in other first-person shooters or third-person shooters, you only have to be concerned with two dimensions. Technically,
Yeah, I gotcha.
depth and maybe height. That's about it. But for this game, it's a little different. You have to take into account for height all the time, since you can't jump,
Yeah, because you apparently you just kind of float around.
and that makes it so hard. So I mean, if you remember Kingdom Hearts at the Atlantis level or the Atlantica level, throughout the whole game, throughout that whole part, you're swimming the whole time,
Mhm.
and at the same time fighting. And
Yeah.
although they managed to make it at least playable in this game, it's just barely. I mean, it's
Well-
not bad, but it's not good either.
It seems just like a weird shovelware kind of. What did this come out on?
I'm sorry.
What did this come out on? It was a PC game, right?
Yeah, it's.
It seems it just seems like some kind of weird shovelware kind of thing.
I want to say shovelware because it has a purpose.
All right, fair
Because
enough. But,
it's free.
and it's educational.
Yeah. So
But yeah, I don't know. I love the idea of fighting cancer cells in a body, and that's a video game. I just wish it was a better game.
yeah, if they changed it to it being like just
Good.
well, if they remove the whole float aspect of it, then it would be 20 times better.
All right, fair enough.
And
No,
added more enemies.
they make like a reboot, and Ninja Theory does it, and then it's all hardcore and edgy.
It's already bad. Don't make it that bad.
I told you I have that game, right? DMC reboot.
I don't know.
I remember when we first saw that shit, and you were like, "This looks retarded. Why'd they change Dante?" And then I was like, "It's not that bad." And I played it. I was like, "It's pretty bad. This is really bad."
I mean, I don't mind reboots.
I don't either. I'm actually kind of cool with them sometimes because it's like, all right, let's see what you can do with let's see the new take you can take on a franchise. Because Devil May Cry, it had 4 installments. They're like, we're pushing the narrative. Where do we go now? So I guess making a reboot makes sense with that kind of thing. But just be good at it. That's my only thing.
Yeah.
I know it's weird to talk about narrative in Devil May Cry because it's a weird, dumb Japanese action game, but I don't know, it's cool. It's pretty. It's a cool series.
I've never played it, so I can't have an opinion.
If you ever play 1, just play 3 because you don't have to know anything about it to play 3.
Oh.
Because 3 is the kind of the chronological. Fuck, what's the word?
What?
Chronology, I want to say.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Whatever. The timeline the game follows is kind of weird. So the third game is actually the earliest in the story. It's a prequel to the whole series. It's like a Metal Gear thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, don't ever play. Don't play 2 though. 2 is actually worse than the reboot. 2 is just mad boring.
Oh. So
It's not like laughably bad. It's just boring.
So I guess I'm playing 3.
Yeah, play 3.
And
You have PS2. You can play 3.
yeah, but then I'll have to buy it, and I'm not doing that right now.
It would cost nothing though. That game came out 2003.
But here's the thing: Christmas is coming.
Oh, wait a minute. Do you have a 360? You do, right?
Yeah.
You can buy the collected version.
All right, but still,
I think it's on 360. It has the first 3 games. So basically, 1 and 3 are great games, and then just ignore 2.
yeah, but here's the thing: I still have Christmas coming up, so
Oh yeah, so you gotta buy gifts for people.
yep.
Fuck. I know that feeling.
No, you don't.
Yeah. Well, my mom's kind of person where you try to buy gifts for her, and then she'll be like, "No, don't buy me gifts," and I'm like, "Let me just buy you a gift."
Or just don't buy her gifts then.
I tried doing that, and then I feel guilty, so I'm like, "Fuck." So I guess I do have to buy you gifts. So I'll just buy her gifts, and she likes the gifts. It's just that she's just like, "You didn't have to do that," and I'm like.
So anyway, what else is there to talk about?
Let's talk about nothing. Oh, we already do that.
Oh,
let's talk about
childhood games.
Oh yeah, we forgot.
Because actually, there is a reason why I want to talk about this. Because of a game that I remembered playing as a kid, but I totally forgot about it in middle school and in high school. But recently I remembered it. And I'm thinking, holy fuck, I want to play this again. But I want to hear what your childhood game is that no one ever played or that's not played anymore.
This is a weird one. Okay, so little Ahmad, back when he was like 5 or whatever, he went to Britain to visit his cousins for like the first time and the last time, and never went back. That place was cool though. So they had N64 there. And then they had like Star Fox, and in Europe, Star Fox is called Lilat Wars, and that's the first time I ever played it. So when I came back to America, I didn't realize they were the same game. So I was like, what? I was like, why did Star Fox rip off Lilat Wars? And I was like, oh. But yeah, the other game we played there was like Rakuga Kids, which is some kind of weird. It's a really neat game Konami made like 1998 or so obviously on the N64. It's a fighting game where the whole thing, the aesthetic is that it's drawings. It's like children's drawings because the characters are just like imaginary friends that the kids made up to fight. And it's just the whole plot. It's like, my character's banging your character. And then, so it's DeviantArt. And it's just like a really neat little fighting game. It's not particularly like amazing in the mechanics or anything, but it's just, the animations are the best part. They're really great animations for like N64. And like, cause they're all just like 2D sprites that look like crayon drawings. And, it's got like, it's really smooth and there's a lot of like, everything, it's one of those things where it never fucking stops moving and all the idle animations are really cool and there's crouching moves. And, I don't know, it's a really cool underrated gem. And the weird thing is that Konami likes to reference that game a lot in their other games. Like, they made some kind of dumb kart racer game for the Game Boy Advance and had a bunch of Konami characters and Bear Tank, who's a character from, who I guess is the mascot of Rakuga Kids. Bear Tank is what he is, a bear tank. He's a crayon drawing of a bear that has tank parts, and it's cool. And he's also really sleepy all the time. It's cute. And then he also appears in like Castlevania games. Like, I think it might be Dawn of Sorrows or something like that. If there's an item that turns you into Bear Tank, and you fight like him or whatever, I don't know. It's one of those things where it's like, why do you keep referencing this game and then never make another sequel of it?
Well,
because I found out Rakuga Kids only came out in Europe apparently.
Well, probably because, for one, that that's easy, reference material to use since it's so obscure, and also because they probably can't think of a sequel. That too.
Plus, Konami never makes anything that isn't like Metal Gear.
I guess.
Konami, well, not in America, in like Western areas anyway. Japan, they get like all the weird Konami bullshit, like those Konami dating sim games. And that weird, they have like a fucking track running game Konami made, like not recently. Or like you can play as Pyramid Head from Silent Hill. And he's just like running on a track like a retard. It's the weirdest thing ever. But yeah, that's my weird, obscure childhood game. What about you?
Well, mine isn't too obscure, but it's definitely one of those games that people probably talked about back then, but now no one talks about it.
Alright.
Diddy Kong Racing.
Yeah, you're right. You know what? You're right, actually. No one ever talks about that game.
But it's so good. Well, it's pretty good. I won't say it's so good, but it's pretty good.
Yeah, I was like, yeah. I remember playing it a lot at friends' house and thinking it was cool.
I mean, it has some of the best music I've heard in a racing game. Honestly, it's some of the best. I mean,
it's good. Go on.
I mean, David Wise composed the music for it, so you know it's going to be good.
Mm-hmm. And
for those who don't know, he's the one who composed the Donkey Kong Country music.
Yeah. It's fucking amazing.
It's really good, and it's one of those games where, if Rare stayed with Nintendo, they probably would have made a Timber game.
You know, they probably would have. one thing I was confused. Conker was in that game before he was in Conker's Bad Fur Day, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I was always wondering about that.
Yeah, and you know, as a kid, I had no idea who Conker was or Timber. I just assumed they were, you know, throw-in characters.
Yeah, I think they actually were, but and they're like, let's make a game. Then we got Conker's Bad Fur Day. Yeah. The thing, fuck, Diddy Kong Racing. The thing actually played the DS port way more than the N64 one though.
I never played it.
It's just the same thing. It's pretty solid. It's a pretty good port.
I just prefer
I don't remember
the N64 version just because of nostalgia.
Oh yeah, of course. Like if I were to choose, I would always go back to the N64 version just because it's the fucking N64 version.
Yeah, but I've been playing it recently, and goddamn is it fun.
Yeah.
I mean, it has a whole load of tracks. I'm not saying that every racing game has this problem, but a lot of racing games will repeat tracks. For different.
How so?
Well, like.
You mean like repeat a track from game to game, or just have very similar tracks within the game?
No. They will repeat a track in the game.
Okay.
For different classes.
Right.
And I don't get that. It's like, why not have?
Well, not many games do that. The only thing I can think of is kind of Crash Bandicoot. The Crash Bandicoot racing games kind of did that.
And I think and Mario Kart does it. I think.
Mario Kart? I don't think so.
Yeah,
Mario Kart tracks are pretty different. They repeat tracks. They carry tracks over from previous Mario Kart games. But that's it.
No, well, yeah, they do that too, but they also, which is good. Well,
not in the Wii one. I didn't like a lot of the ones they brought back. Cause they didn't bring back any of the fucking cool ones either.
I never played.
Weird
I
throwaway
did play the Wii one a little bit, but I didn't really like it.
I didn't like it either. I have it. That's like the second game I ever got for the Wii.
I played the DS one. It was all like, yeah. And then I went over to a friend's house and played the Wii one. I'm like, the hell?
Yeah. Yeah, it's not great. The DS one's way better.
Yeah, it was a huge disappointment for me. How's the
online's fun?
How's the 3DS one?
It's really good.
Huh.
I like it.
I might go get it when I get a 3DS. Yep. Sometime next year.
That's every episode of this podcast. Johnny and Mod still do not own a 3DS.
Because we're poor and I have shit to pay for.
Yep.
Like fucking bills and possibly health insurance.
I don't want to just go buy. I don't want to buy some shitty used one either. So it's like.
Yeah, I want to get a new black one.
I want to get a new red one. That's the thing I always regretted when I bought my Wii, and then 2 years later they released a red one, and I was like, "Fuck, should have waited." But I really want a Brawl, so it was still worth it. But still though, the red one looked really cool.
Yeah.
My friend had it, and I was like, "Fuck, so cool."
And yet, black is better.
Too black, too strong.
Army strong.
But yeah, the thing I always remember a lot about Diddy Kong Racing is that the plane was the most fun thing.
Yeah. And the huge cast of characters have different stats. And that's in every Mario game, sure, or Mario Kart game. But
Mario Kart, it's not really too diverse. It's just pick a big character. Then every big character is the same. Every medium character is the same, and every Because remember, the characters don't necessarily have stats. The cars do.
Yeah.
And then the character kind of affects it with their weight class, but it's really more the car.
Yeah. So, but with Diddy Kong, it's a little different.
Yeah.
It's the character that counts.
Because in Diddy Kong, you don't have different cars. You just have that one.
You have 3 different vehicles.
Well, I know.
Well,
but
but
they're all more.
I'm just pointing out to the audience that doesn't exist. You have 3 different vehicles: cars, hovercraft, and planes.
That's right. And then and then Sonic ripped it off years later. To be fair, they did it differently, but still though.
So then they didn't rip it off. It was just mostly an inspiration.
It's almost the same, where it's more like they just because in Diddy Kong you pick a stage and then you have that vehicle the whole time. Whereas in Sonic, the whole thing is transforming, so the car transforms into different things the whole time throughout the level. That game's weird. I like that. Sonic Sega All Stars Racing Transform. I like that game in the sense that it's very nostalgic because it has all the cool Sega shit in it. But it's not that good a racer. it's nothing distinguishing it from Mario Kart.
I've never played it, so.
If you like Mario Kart and you just want like a throwaway Mario Kart clone, it's your best bet.
Which will never happen because I already have Mario Kart.
Exactly. So there you go. Like if you like, I don't know, maybe if you buy 360, it's like I can't play Mario Kart because you don't own a Nintendo console. The best thing you can get is just you can get Sega Racing.
Or I could not be stupid and just get Mario Kart DS.
Well, I know. I'm saying in the hypothetical situation, for some reason you can't get a Nintendo console, but
Why
you
did
own
I
a
still
non-Nintendo console.
Mario Kart DS.
Because Mario Kart DS is rad. It's a really good game.
I don't know. I sold it for some stupid reason.
What'd you get for it?
I don't remember. I know I sold it at GameStop, so I didn't get really anything. It's like a $30 game,
Jeez.
and I probably got like $2 for it, knowing GameStop.
I bought this game the day before. Oh, here's $5.
I mean, I enjoyed it just for some reason. I guess I sold it for some stupid reason.
Yeah. There's games I had where like I thought it was cool, but eventually I sold it because there was a game. Either I needed some money, or there was a game I wanted even more.
Yeah, I feel kind of stupid for selling it now. And
Do you still have your DS?
wait, what?
You still have your DS?
Yeah,
What DS? It's like a light, right?
yeah. Now it is.
Okay, I was like, I hope you don't have that fat DS. Hunk of shit.
It wasn't too bad.
No, it was just when the light came out, it was such a drastic difference. It was like, I will never play the fat one again.
Yeah.
I have an a DS. I never fucking touch that thing anymore.
Is it good or bad?
Oh, it's good. It's just that, the 3DS is out and they don't really make DS games that much anymore, so really at all, so
Well,
yeah,
here's
so
an
now
idea.
it's like-
Why don't you go out and play that great Kingdom Hearts DS game that no one likes?
including me, because I don't like Kingdom Hearts.
I don't think really anyone does except for the gameplay.
Yeah, no one's. I've never met anybody who wasn't like some retarded fangirl or whatever who was like, the plot of Kingdom Hearts is great. Because nobody knows what the fucking plot is.
There is no plot. It's just a bunch of fan fiction characters running around with
It's
a bunch
just
of
weird shit.
original
What's his face?
characters.
It's just weird shit Nomura thinks of every once in a while.
Yeah, it's a completely stupid series, but I enjoy it simply because it reminds me
It's got
that
solid
I'm smarter than the people who made it.
Whatever, you're gonna get if you get an RPG, if you get a Square game, get fucking on the 3DS, get fucking Bravely Default. That's gonna be cool.
Yeah, I'm gonna get that.
You saw it, right? It looks really good.
But I'm also gonna get Kingdom Hearts 3D.
It's a remake of 1, right?
Wait, what?
What is it, like a remake of 1?
No, it's a new game.
Oh, really?
It's a sequel to Kingdom Hearts 2.
Oh, wait, so is this 3, but just with with a 3D aspect?
I
I'm a
guess.
little confused, dude. I guess. Whatever.
Well, I mean, I'm not gonna play it with the 3D on.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't. I mean, it was a cute gimmick back in high school.
There's actually there's one game that came out recently on 3DS that actually does 3D pretty well. I'm trying to remember what the fuck it was. But otherwise it wasn't that good a game apparently.
All right, so I'm not gonna get it.
So yeah, so either way, but it's just weird that like the one good the time that 3D is used well was for a shitty game.
So then, how is it a shitty game if it did 3D right?
Because it's the only thing it did right. I don't care if the 3D is good. If the gameplay blows ass, I'm not gonna play it.
All right, so then I'm not gonna.
It's like going to a 3D movie. It's like the 3D is great, but who cares? Because it sucks.
Just like
Because the movie
Pacific
itself
Rim.
is bad. Huh? So, oh yeah, I still need to watch that. You said it was bad.
I wouldn't say bad. It's.
Oh, you said it was lackluster.
Yeah, just like
That's like how I feel about Avatar, where it's like it's really pretty, but everything else doesn't. Everything else is boring.
Yeah, it's just a summer blockbuster movie that people will, be all like,
No, Avatar came out. Or if you're talking about Pacific Rim.
huh?
No, Avatar came out like December. Remember?
Wait, what?
It was like weird because it came out at the end of the year, and then it's the highest grossing movie ever.
Oh well, I'm talking about Pacific Rim.
Oh, Pacific Rim, it was a blockbuster of sorts, but it didn't even do very well. Because people were like, robots, what? And also because Warner Brothers didn't advertise that at all.
Except on like Game Grumps.
Yeah, they had that one video, and like they advertise it. They advertise it, but they wouldn't go all out like they would for like a Batman movie.
Yeah, that's big business. Stupid and dumb,
Welcome.
like you.
Let's pay money to a thing and then not advertise it. That makes sense.
Yep.
Damn, we're gonna over time here. We had an hour and 3 minutes.
Wait, and
Oh wait, my bad. I forgot the Skype meeting's different. What is it? All right, we got time.
It's 55 minutes, so.
Oh, whatever.
So yeah, that basically sums up this episode. It was,
yeah, we covered everything we could think of.
So we're now going to end this episode on something funny. I have a script here.
Okay.
From a very obscure play called "Fuck This."
Sounds like my kind of play.
Huh?
This sounds like my kind of play.
Yeah, it was written by George Lucas when he was in high school.
Oh, jeez.
So, I'm gonna send it to you.
Right.
Here it is. So, I'm gonna play as the teacher, and you play as a student.
Okay.
So, Ahmad, what do you think of this podcast?
I think it's absolutely rubbish, and that these fellas, Jais, I don't know, sound like these fellas, Jais and Matt, don't know what they're doing. They're talking about X-Bone, and I'm like, no, I want X-Bone. I want to play new Halo. I want to play Forza. I sound like Donkey. I want to play the new Mortal Kombat Instinct. I just really don't. I really don't agree with their opinions. I think Call of Duty Ghosts is a great game. I like the dog controls. I don't know. What do you think, Teach?
I think that you're a total fucking retard. Get out of my damn class.
Well, whatever. I don't even go to this school.
Why the hell are you here?
I ask myself that question every day.
Sneaky bastards! Now I'll open up a can of whoop ass.